beautiful maturation. It takes many, many years. In fact, my high school band director told me it takes 30 years to develop a real good movement to be able to do that. That seems like an eternity to you, right? I mean, but if you make a commitment to your instrument and you stay with it and you enjoy it past your high school experience, I'm not saying you're going to be a music major, but all the way to this. Like, I live up in the Gardens. We have like 4 community bands up in that whole area. People are just adults that just enjoy playing their whole life. And it's a social outlet for them and they have a great time with it. So it's not something to put in the attic when you get out of high school and to say to your children and your grandchildren. It's something you want to keep going. In order to be able to do that, there are a couple of things that have to be enjoyable for you, okay? But unfortunately, there are things that make it unenjoyable. And that is the fact that if you don't have time to practice, just like an athlete, you don't get any better and you actually deteriorate. So it's very important that you practice the practice time that you use, the individual time that you're working. You practice smart, okay? Don't just say, I've got to put the clock down and say, oh, I got to do 35 minutes or I got to do 40 minutes. I've got to practice smart. One of the things you can do to practice smart is you've got to practice the basics, the fundamentals, which you're learning now, okay? But some of these things take a little time to develop. For instance, to be able to play very soft, and to be able to play very loud is not an easy thing to do. There are places in the music here where I can say, oh, I wish you could play this section softer, I wish you could play this section louder. Well, you can only do it if you have the development, the muscle strength, and be able to do that. So it's a little hard to say to middle school students, you should be playing the softer when they don't have the ability yet to do that because it takes time to develop the muscles and so on. And so that's what we're after. So if you're practicing the right things, you're going to get there. You need to practice at different dynamic levels. You need to every day to practice your scales. And then, of course, the repertoire that your director gives you. Every instrument has a different set of things to play. And you do some things so beautifully. One of the things that really caught my attention was this 8th note passage in the clarinet, and I was wondering how they were going to go across the bridge. Oh, can we go to the horses? This is very impressive. The opening clarinet thing, who's playing, the entire section playing now, or just some of it? Christine? Okay, well let's see, can we do that? We can start the horses for everybody. All right. I probably am not going to go, I'm only going to do about 4 or 5 minutes, so don't, I just want to hear it. I'll just get a percussion in the clarinet part, right? 3. Good. Now tell us the question, clarinet. What was difficult? Okay, I'll tell you what, from a pedagogical standpoint, what teachers will look at. When I first looked at it, I said, how are they going to get from the E to the A? They're going to cross the break, or they're going to top out. And that's difficult to do. You could do. Well, what I was curious about is you got to cross the break so well, but there was so much weight on the B natural that came out a little heavy. So you're working on body. Okay, can you back off on that a little bit so that you don't punch it out? Because now I thought you think, well, I got to cross the break. Now I can relax. Now I got to get the B natural. Okay. Let me hear it again. Don't push the B natural. Can we have overtime started? At some point you're going to have to learn to do this. Is it in your part? Is it written in your part?
It's only written in part.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just let me hear it.
We're missing a big chunk of clarinet and
oh, okay. Well, let me hear if everybody's got it. Normally plays it. If it's on your page, play it. It's on the music. Ready? 3. One more time. Ready? Go. Okay, that's much better than not there. I got a little bit punched. Okay, good. See what I mean about playing softly is difficult. It's a technique that you have to work on. So when I'm looking at the music here, let's go everybody at the double bar, the key change, measure 22. Okay, this is supposed to be soft, so let's just see if we can really get this nice and soft and solid. All right? Into it. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. with a lot of energy. Keep the intensity going. Only a mezzo piano. Okay, that's sort of a mezzo forte. I know this room is small, but even when you get out there, see, part of the beauty about making music that's in our classical tradition, on our pop music, is we do this. We do a lot of soft, a lot of loud, getting back. And if you could put on an oscilloscope, or actually, if you could watch a video of what the music sounds like in pop music, it's all, whatever volume it starts pretty much, it stays the same. That's not an important element music has different elements to it. In the classical tradition, music of Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, and this kind of stuff, we want to do a lot of ups and downs. Okay, that's what holds the audience's interest. I'm always very jealous of an orchestra because the orchestra can play so much softer. Just play like a low D, like an open string D. Just hold the note. Just play it like good. Just draw the ball like a whole note. And make it even softer. What did you do to make it soft?
I pull it slow.
Pull it slow. What else can you do?
I can push harder to make it loud.
Okay, how about you can even make it softer another way. You know how? Slow the bow down. Slow the bow really down. Now that's not a big deal on strings to do that. It's not as hard. Well, you try to do it with a wind instrument. Wow, look at all the different colors you can get now. You can blow and flow. We don't have trouble playing forte. Right? That seems to be a little uneasy stuff. Treble forte is not as easy because you have to have control to be able to do it. Soft is a part that is kind of more difficult, more challenging. Right? Everybody play unison B flat as softly as you can go. Any B flat concert, any notes, any registers, okay, whatever it's called. Mine is half. Now you need to use more air and more intensity. You have good posture, so I'm sure this is working for you. But if you can just do this now, and put your hand on your stomach as you do it. Feel the pressure. Go. Okay. Now play that same note with that same intensity. Or put as much abdominal diaphragm pressure going through the instrument to play it. Quality immediately got better. It wasn't as soft as you can still play. I know you can play even softer. Come on, one more time. Half that body. Play me your best. I want you to be able to hear him. That's how soft it is. You're probably tired of hearing this. I can tell you, the great conductor, Toscanini, one of the greatest conductors of ever, told his orchestra this when you play triple piano. That's the softest rhythm in the music, right? Triple piano. You're supposed to play so softly that you can't hear yourself. So softly that you can't hear yourself. When you play triple forte, you play so loudly that you can't hear anybody else. Okay? So that's a good benchmark. That's something to work for. You hear that triple piano. Let's do the bass. You can play softer than anybody. Got a little out too now. Watch me hand. It's a little louder at measure 22 now. That's what that was. Well, that was really good. That was like 2 pianos. So let's go. do it one more time. We don't have to go all the way back. Let's go back to 28. 28. So you stop it really nice and soft. Then that change you made was fine. Don't have to go any further than 28. One other thing here. Let's go to the sketches. Rehearsal bar 48. I want to hear the trumpet. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pretty good. All right, that sounds nice and clean. That's good. Your articulation is pretty clean. That's a very important part. Do you know? Let's do everybody at 38. Keep that nice articulation. What you got going is you got two different styles. You got the staccato, separation thing going versus the same part of it, okay? So make sure that you know which can't do it. 1, 2, 38. Thank you so much. I'll leave you some of my notes and do that. Is that the other thing? Is that coming out of the